Socializing sober is one of the biggest challenges people face. Think about it, alcohol is the glue that holds social situations together. Without it, it would be pretty weird, right? But in this video, I'm going to show you how you can enjoy social situations completely sober. I'll show you how you can tap into that same confident, relaxed feeling that people chase when they drink alcohol. All without touching a drop. Seems impossible, right? Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll see exactly how it works. And the reason I know this, because I've been 5 years sober and I've traveled to most parts of the world solo. I've built friendships in different countries and I've even dated sober. And if we haven't met yet, my name's Ben, I'm 5 years sober. I now teach other men to do the same. But I not only help you quit alcohol, I help you become the most disciplined, determined version of yourself so you can excel in every aspect of life. I have a free training video for 2025. I'll leave the link below in the description. Check it out. Where the real struggle begins. So here's the truth. For most people, social occasions themselves aren't actually the hard part. You can actually get through a dinner with the in-laws, go into the pub, or go into a party. Where the real battle begins is later on, when you're sitting at home. The day is over, you're tired, and you want to unwind. And that is where the bad habit kicks in. You reach for the drink because your brain has linked alcohol with relaxation. And here's the dangerous part, that one drink doesn't feel harmless. But it doesn't stay at one, it turns into 3 and eventually eats away at your weekend. And with that, it steals your energy and your confidence. Now, I've had clients tell me that they're smashing it at work, they go into the gym every day, but they know alcohol is the one thing holding them back. So how do we break that cycle? How do we unwind without falling into that trap? I'm going to be honest, for me, it started with simple replacements. Reading before I was going to bed. Going out for dinner instead of going out for a drink. I would even recommend going to a martial arts class in the evening. Just something which keeps you accountable. Those things didn't just give me a release from cravings, they gave me structure. Now this is the most important part. This is the journey to realizing how to socialize sober. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first quit drinking, I literally thought that my life was over. I thought that I'd never enjoy a night out. I thought that I would never ever be able to go on a date or approach a girl sober. One of the biggest tests for me on my sober journey actually came 4 years later when I decided to travel solo. It was awkward and I had to talk to strangers. I basically had to push through my comfort zone and actually go up to people in social situations and start a conversation. And this all started actually in January when I decided to go to Bali. Might have told you this story before, but I decided after last year of being stuck in the middle of nowhere in New South Wales, Australia, that as soon as I landed in Bali, I was going to talk to as many people, make friends, and go on dates. And that's exactly what I did. If I was in the sauna, I would just start a conversation like, hey, nice watch. I would talk to as many girls as possible, and I went on a lot of dates. I had to push through my comfort zone. But you know what happened? People respected me more because I was actually being genuine, I was fully present, and this was down to not having a drink of alcohol in my hand. But here's something that completely shocked me. 90% of the people that I have met on my journey, they don't drink alcohol. Not because they had a problem like me, and by the way, I never actually call myself an addict. Drinking alcohol, taking cocaine is just literally a bad habit, guys. That is all it is. But these people, they don't drink or take drugs, not because they're teetotal and not because they've stopped, because they're building businesses, they're chasing their purpose, and they're on a mission for a better life. They've built a life which is so purposeful, so busy, there is no room for alcohol. Now, I know what you're saying, Ben, not everybody can afford just to pack up their bags, quit their job and go traveling. You know, you might have a business, you might have a wife, you might have kids, and that's just not possible for you. Your life is right where you are now. But here's the good news. People like that are in a city near you. It's that parent training for the marathon, the businessman in the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning. These people exist everywhere. I promise you this, the longer you stay sober, the more chance you will have of meeting them. At first, it feels like you're the odd one out. But eventually, being sober stops being your identity and it becomes normal. One of the biggest mindset shifts I have realized is that confidence is a muscle. The more you use it, the bigger it grows. Alcohol just gives you fake confidence, but you can build the real thing. And when you do this, it lasts forever. Now here's the thing, guys. If you've been isolating for days and then you go and walk into a big social event, of course it's going to feel uncomfortable and awkward. And that is why people usually go back to drinking, because they stay in for 2-3 weeks and then they decide to go out with their friends in a venue that they would normally drink at. They haven't been socializing sober and then they crack and think they can just have one drink. But this is how you can avoid it, and this is how I figured it out. Every day, just make the effort to speak to any person you come across. No agenda, just say hi. Hold doors open for people, speak to the barista, just talk to people. I do this so often that talking to people just becomes a habit. It just becomes natural. It primes me for going to social events without alcohol. Think about it this way. If you're a guy and you're gonna approach a 9 out of 10 girl and you haven't spoken to any women at all, not even old ladies, how much importance are you gonna place on talking to that 10 out of 10? It's gonna be difficult, right? But if you've been talking to the 3 out of the 10, the granny in the bus stop, your mum, whoever, it's just gonna become a lot more easier. And that is all socializing sober is. One of the smartest decisions I ever made was finding social situations and events that I could go to sober. Kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, co-working classes, they are all great places to start. For me, kickboxing is probably one of the best places that I have found good friends. You know, it just builds a great habit, discipline. The people that you meet are usually on the same wavelength as you, and being on the mats, punching people in the face is probably the best way to make a friendship. The point I'm trying to make is when you place yourself in the right environments, the pressure to drink disappears, because the connection isn't just over alcohol anymore. It's about the activity, the growth, and building something meaningful for the future. And here's the part that nobody wants to talk about. Socializing sober is actually better. You remember the conversation. You don't wake up with regret. The people, they respect you more because you're there without a drink in your hand. You're not half there all numbed out, you're fully present. And the benefits stack, your sleep improves, your energy comes back, your anxiety fades. And the best bit, your relationships grow stronger. I've had clients come to me with broken sleep and constant stress, and guilt after fighting with their partners drunk. Within weeks of being sober, not only are they starting to sleep better, but their relationships were improving and their productivity started to skyrocket. And when they look back, they don't regret a single day sober. But they regretted plenty of drunk ones. So here's what I've learned. Socializing without alcohol isn't impossible. Yes, there'll be awkward moments, and yes, sometimes you will feel a little bit bored, especially in the beginning, but every day that you push through, your confidence grows stronger. And the more you stick with it, the more you realize being sober stops being a thing. It's no longer something that you have to explain, it's just your life. So if you're on this journey right now, whether it's day 3, month 1, or you're 6 months in, drop a comment below and let me know how you're going. Let's build a community where being sober is just normal and it's not the odd one out. Because I'm telling you guys, once you nail this in, once you start racking up them days, once you build momentum, your life will never be the same. It will change for the better. As I've said, I'm 5 years in. I'm 35. I feel healthy. I look good. My body's good. My finances are good. Life is good. I'm in total control of my life. I wake up every single day. I get to do what I want. And if only you knew how easy it was, you would never want to drink again. If you want to know what happens in the first 90 days of quitting alcohol, you can watch this video here.